been passionate about food since we were kids.
So we're on the road again.
I know, how exciting.
Sun's out.
And if you are too, you've come to the right place.
Are you guys hungry? Yeah! We've got a whole host of brand new feasts for you to try this weekend.
Oh, wow. That is delicious.
And a bunch of special mates helping out in the kitchen of our Southend cafe.
Oh, my God.
Service! Here we go. Get your laughing gear around this.
This is so good.
Plus, we're hitting the road again in our fight against food waste. The stories we uncovered last series were just the tip of the iceberg.
We got to carry on with this story, mate. It's an important one.
Yeah, this is an ongoing fight that we can't let go.
Thank food, it's Friday.
In our cafe, we've got a menu board full of fabulous feasts for the weekend.
This is incredible flavour happening right now.
I'm making mega meatball subs, the perfect treat to tuck into with your mates.
This is not a time to be prim or proper.
And I'm going all out with some DIY foods you never thought you could make at home.
This is the freshest mozzarella you are going to get.
Plus, in our ongoing fight against food waste, we're going back into battle for gorgeous tasting veg that's getting binned simply because of its looks.
So what is this then?
This is 3 days waste.
Jimmy, there's loads of it, mate.
It's insane!
Right, Jimmy?
Oh, great.
As always, my old student Kerry Ann is bringing some extra sunshine to our Southend pier.
That is a good cup of tea.
Your hands are freezing, Jimmy.
Cold hands, warm heart.
And joining us for a cookery lesson is a Golden Globe nominated actress who's carved out a career both sides of the Atlantic.
It's Anna Friel, everyone. Hello, how are you? Come and sit down.
Hello, gorgeous girl. You all right? Thank you for coming to the end of our lovely little cafe here.
Thank you very much for having me. It's mighty cold out there.
It is cold. Is this the first time you've been to Southend?
It is.
But when the sun is shining, it's like LA here.
Yes, and when it's cold, it's like the Hebrides. I've been presumptuous and made you a cup of tea. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
So how have you been? You are always so busy doing all sorts of films and drama. How's it been?
It's been very good. I just got back from Canada, and before that was in Dublin, and then Africa for 5 months before, so now I start shooting in England.
Because I'd actually forgotten your natural accent, which you have
know,
now.
yeah.
Because you're from Rochdale.
I am.
Yeah.
I was born in Rochdale and then moved down south when I was about 18. And then my dad is Irish. All our summers and Christmases and stuff were in Ireland. And then my dad's a very keen fisherman.
Right.
So he...
Was always bringing home his catch.
No, literally, we'd have fresh fish every single weekend. We'd have either trout or, on the odd occasion, salmon.
So you do a lot of flitting around. So how do you stay healthy? What kind of food are you eating?
Well, I'm fortunate enough to have a brother who is a doctor. And when I was doing Pushing Daisies in LA, he came over and my energy levels were just up and down. So he told me everything that was all brain food, things that help with hangovers. And
Great.
if I'm having a nice healthy glass of wine, on that very odd occasion.
So tell me, are there any guilty pleasures that you take from home to LA?
My biggest things I miss are bacon and sausages.
Why can't they do it?
I don't
It's
understand.
weird.
I don't understand because it's American crispy bacon's good for a while, and then you just kind of want like a
But it's too
crave
sweet,
bacon
isn't
sandwich.
it? You know, bacon and sausages.
Bacon and sausages.
It's right up my street.
Marmite and tea bags. Are you a lover or a hater?
Of what?
Marmite.
I love Marmite, yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but when my missus was pregnant, she used to dunk bananas in Marmite.
That's a combination.
Yeah, I'm not pushing it, don't worry. So we've got a whole bunch of lovely, delicious food today. First up is some amazing, American-inspired but very British, juicy meatballs.
But before Anna tries them, here's how to make them at home.
Now something beautiful for the weekend. We're going to make the most gorgeous comfort food dish that's quick, easy, and is going to rock your world.
I'm talking moist, juicy meatballs with melted cheese in a show-stopping chunky gravy, loaded into a soft, fluffy sub for optimum sauce dunkage. This can't help but make you happy.
So, how do we start this lovely story? with the best meat ever. Just because it's minced meat doesn't mean it can't be the best. We've got an amazing shoulder of pork minced here. Ask your butcher to get a chunk of pork shoulder and mince it for you there and then. It will be spectacular. Then grass-fed beef, like a brisket or a chuck. We've got a kilo of that in total, 50-50. Now, I've got a little secret. I don't want dry balls, OK? You want juicy balls. And to do that, potato. A grated potato is a fantastic tip, which is going to keep it light and moist. And then we're going to get in there with our hands and just give it a good old mix-up. I'm not going to add anything else. Now, that blend of beef and pork is a really clever blend because the pork really lightens the beef and the beef gives it a real kind of base of flavour.
Roll into squash ball-sized portions, leaving the meat of about 3 balls to use later.
Give them a little drizzle of olive oil, some seasoning of salt and pepper, and that's it. Very simple. They go into a preheated hot oven at 200 degrees Celsius.
Cook for 20 to 25 minutes until golden. Next, some supercharged gravy, starting with that remaining pork and beef mince, and a splash of olive oil on a high heat.
We're going to fry this off and break it up, and we're going to make an incredible gravy.
As the mince browns, chop up 1 bulb of fennel.
It's a delicious, big, bold flavour that's going to link in with the pork and the meatballs beautifully. And see all these little sticky bits? See that on the bottom of the pan? This is what we're encouraging. They call it a dirty gravy in America because it's kind of like, it's rough and ready. This is gravy on turbo.
Add 2 finely chopped red onions, and once softened, add a heaped tablespoon of flour for thickening.
That will soak up all the natural residual fats in the pan. Now, if you look on the bottom of this pan, see if I really scrape it, that's your flavour there. So we're going to break this kind of frying with moisture, but not any old moisture, right? We're going to use porter beer, OK? It's smooth, it's delicious, and it'll start cleaning the bottom of the pan. This is incredible flavour happening right now.
Once that malted dark beer is all cooked in, it's time for some beautifully British punches of flavour.
English mustard, #1.
Then a tablespoon of ketchup, brown sauce and Worcestershire sauce. Finally, a dollop of mango chutney.
And then 1 litre of chicken stock. Bring it to the boil and simply wait for the magic to happen. It's just going to become one gorgeous chunky gravy.
Reduce to a simmer for 20 minutes, and then it's time to get those balls out.
And then we simply pour this gravy over the top. Yeah! Woohoo! This is going to be beautiful.
To add the most incredible perfume and flavour, add a few whole sprigs of rosemary. And finally, sprinkle over 100 grams of red Leicester, the perfect melting cheese. Then simply grab a nice warmed up roll, bap or sub.
This is game-changing. And then just take a wodge of watercress and then get in there. The whole point of this is you're dipping it in the sauce.
These balls can get mighty messy, so safety first.
This is not a time to be prim or proper. If you like the things in life that make you very happy, then this is the way to go. Unbelievable. They're going to love that in the cafe. So, Anna, when you deliver this, just tell them in your own ways, like, stuff the balls in the baps, dip it in the gravy.
I know,
Like,
yeah.
no,
Come on, Steve.
yeah. Right, who's ready for meatballs?
Wow. Balls into the baps, and when the bap gets dry, dip it in and go in for some more. And be as dirty as possible.
How's the balls going, guys?
You can't do it elegantly, can you? Oh my God, it's so good.
What do you reckon? No talking. Just eat it.
Meatballs mopped up, faces cleaned down, it's time for today's special, which will be cooked for the calf by Anna.
So, Anna, you're here for a cookery lesson of a lifetime.
I am. I'm so excited and very honoured.
Right, well, tell us what your dish is.
It's a Balinese stew. So I was 23 and I just finished working in New York. So I booked a trip to Bali. And I was very lucky. It was a huge house and it came with this amazing chef. And she was asking me about what do I eat and how have I grown up. And I said, well, my daddy's Irish and we had lots of Irish stews and wholesome foods. And she said, well, can I cook you a Balinese stew?
Balinese food is
Yeah.
delicious.
It's stunning.
So what is it about this dish, then, that really stands out?
The taste of the lemongrass and I love garlic and I love chilies.
So we were very excited about this dish, and it's not something that I've done before. We've called up a load of chefs in Bali. We couldn't quite put our finger on exactly the dish that you'd had.
It's called a chap koi or something, isn't it?
A chapchai is a kind of Indonesian name for a stew, but when we did our research, they wanted you to have a Balinese stew. So I spoke to a whole bunch of chefs. Now, Chef Nyman here, he's got his great-great-great-grandmother's recipe, old school.
Wow.
And then we've got Chef Mandip Waraka, you know, he's a Michelin star chef, he's worked all around the world, and he gave us his recipe for this stew as well. So what I've done is I've looked at the two stews, we've test cooked it, and I've kind of just blended the two, but it's all based around this incredible yellow curry paste, basically.
And
so
you're going
when
to make
they
your
say-
own curry paste. I've cheated and go and buy my paste sometimes
No.
if time is of the essence.
Well, here's the thing. The great thing about this curry paste is you can make it in a huge batch. You can even do it in a food processor, and you can freeze it in little bags, and then you can literally do a year's worth.
You're going to teach
So,
me
yeah. Absolutely. So we're going to make that together. You ready?
Yeah.
Come on, then.
Yay!
Down the end of Southend Pier, our calf diners are having a proper feast.
In the kitchen is actress Anna Friel, who's learning to cook a dish she tasted travelling aged 23 and has longed for ever since. A beautiful Balinese stew.
So it all begins with the paste, and I'm really excited because you haven't made this before.
No.
No, this is good. But you love cooking, don't you?
All I watch is cookery programmes.
Is it? Oh, that's lovely. How's your knife skills?
Not as good as yours.
Okay. Okay.
When I do something that's not very good, seeing as I'm with you and I want to utilise this time, correct me on my knife skills. Say, well, if you did that, you'd be better. I don't
Okay.
mind.
We've got shallots. I'm going to half these for you. So now it's on a flat edge.
Right.
Let's tuck fingers in,
Yep.
thumb out the way, and just very gentle little movements. Let's try that. Okay, so can I just stop you there a second? Okay. Ooh, okay. So thumb's lazy, that'll get cut. Okay,
Right.
put the thumb back here, Tiger. That's it.
Right.
Okay, so that's the vibe you want.
Okay. It's actually much, much harder than that looks.
What we can do is we can try chili. What's funny is even though I can do butchery, fishmongery, I hate human blood. So if you cut yourself right now, I'll be absolutely on the floor. That's it.
Okay.
You cut yourself?
Nope.
Now, there's loads of exotic ingredients in this paste and stew, but you can buy them in any typical Asian supermarket, and it's really worth the extra effort. So first up, fresh turmeric and galangal. Pop into a dry pan, then begin bashing, along with black and white peppercorns. Next, 5 candle nuts, typically used in Southeast Asian cooking, and they add a creamy texture.
If you can't get candle nuts, just use cashews or macadamia nuts.
Then a bulb of garlic, chopped shallots, palm sugar, and 3 red chilies.
You're not going to believe this. You like chili, right?
I love chili.
I love chili. I have divided the chili in this recipe by 2/3, and that's not like me.
So you made it
This
with the
paste was so blindingly hot.
Keep squashing and bashing the ingredients into a paste. For bigger batches, you can also knock this out in a food processor.
So we're using belly of pork here, just sliced into centimetre pieces like this. We've also got the ribs, but of course you can use chicken, and there's loads of veggies. You could easily do a vegetarian version of this. And what we're going to do, we're going to get in there. We're going to take half of this paste for now, and we're going to have a massage up. Now, could you season with some salt, please, darling? And then I'm going to cook it for an hour and a half, because at the moment the ribs and the belly are quite tough cuts of meat, but this is going to tenderise beautifully. So if you could cover that with some tin foil. We'll whack that in the oven for an hour and a half. That is enough for half of this motley crew. Look how hungry they look, Anna. Those meatballs weren't enough, were they? You all right to do another batch?
Yep.
Pressure's on, girl.
Right. How many chilies did you use?
I'll use 3. Feel free to use more.
I've used 4.
Whilst Anna cranks up the heat in the kitchen, we're hitting the road to continue our fight against food waste. We're going back into battle to end this series where our food waste fight first began. Ugly fruit and veg.
Last year, we uncovered how hundreds and thousands of tons of carrots and parsnips were going to waste because they didn't meet strict supermarket specifications.
We sort of dipped our toe in, but this is a much bigger problem than I think we first realised.
Yeah, we got to carry on with this story, mate. It's an important one.
We managed to persuade one supermarket to let us road test our ugly carrots and parsnips, along with a few other ugly basics. And it was such a success that the supermarket rolled out their own ugly everyday fruit and veg range to 25 stores. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The amount and the variety of fruit and veg going to waste is vast.
Current estimates suggest that 40% of our food that's grown is wasted even before it gets to the supermarkets.
Really?
Which is just insane.
So we're off down the farm. With 600 hectares over 10 different sites, Watts Farms are the big boys. If anyone knows about the huge variety of fruit and veg currently being wasted, then Joe and Ed are our guys.
This is a big, serious place. No donuts, no skidding, yeah?
OK, mate.
Hello, fellas.
Hey.
I'm Jim. Nice to meet you.
I'm Joe. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So how much do you guys supply then?
We supply 75 tonnes of packed product a week.
So how much of that is waste then?
You're looking at about an average figure of 20%.
20% doesn't make it to the supermarkets.
No.
That is incredible.
These fellas grow 75 different lines of fruit and veg, from everyday fare like spuds, peas, beans, to premium produce, delicious herbs, chilies, aubergines, salads, you name it, they grow it.
So what is this then?
So this is 3 days waste of just 5 product lines that we run.
3 days. So you imagine across the whole 75 lines what the waste looks like.
My God. Jimmy, there's loads of it, mate.
Look at this.
What's the matter with these beans?
What's the matter with these? Look at these.
These are gorgeous. What's the matter with this coriander?
It's got rain damage on it. It's got little white dots on it.
It's insane. Chilies. Now there's heaps of chilies. What is wrong with the chilies?
The skin's cracked, so you can see the white lines on here. So basically, the inside of the chili's growing quicker than the skin can, so it cracks. But if you go to Mexico and look at jalapeno peppers in Mexico, they actually look for this because it means there's more ripe, so there's going to be more heat in there.
That tiny crack there, that little white line.
Yeah.
And that means that this is going to get binned.
Yeah.
Oh,
But the taste is
on.
good, heat's good.
Tell me, guys, what's wrong with those aubergines?
They're just misshapen. So they're too big, too small.
I buy them like this in the Italian markets.
The taste is fine. It didn't used to happen. It's just, you know, people are more fussy. There's tight specifications now, but the flavour and taste, like you say, is exactly the same.
We can't afford to be bidding this kind of stuff. There's
Absolutely
farmers
not.
going out of business because of it.
Joe and Ed are left with 15 tonnes of crop waste every week, half of which is perfectly edible. Yet currently, they can't find a market for it. They can't shift it, they can't store it, so have to find expensive solutions to deal with it.
So what have we got in the back then? Because this is a muck spreader where you usually put animal dung and stuff in. So what have we got in the back and where's it from?
So we've got a trailer full of pretty much about, I would say, half a day's worth of waste, and we're going to spread it over the field. So it acts as almost a compost, really.
It's mad. Is this like really expensive fertiliser then?
This is really expensive fertiliser. We pick it from here, we grow it here, we take the pack out, so we bring it back here. It just doesn't make sense.
Add up the seed, labour and fuel costs, and this wasted crop has set the farmers back £10,000 a week. It's perfectly edible produce being destroyed and thrown back onto the ground because no one will buy it.
And it's not just us that are doing this, it's all across the country people are doing this.
It is insane. Look at that. It's mad to think there's people in this country hungry. And the only problem with this veg here is that it just didn't look pretty to the supermarkets. Yeah.
We need to help these guys find a new solution to stop this waste. There are so many varieties of veg that are suffering. And it's not just what's being harvested. 10 to 15% of their crops don't even get picked from the field because it's already clear they won't make the grade.
So even your runner beans, there's waste in those.
So if you look here at the bottom.
So all these here, just because they're at the bottom
Yep,
and they go a bit bendy, that would be unacceptable.
definitely. But there's nothing wrong with it. It tastes fine.
What happens to these?
They don't get picked.
They just get left to rot. Runner beans are meant to be like that.
But I guess in the pack house, the guy's probably seeing that you probably can't fit in a packet those two together.
I can't get my head around the fact that just because that's bent, it's not going to fit in the bag so easily, so you leave it to rot.
Supermarket specifications are based on what they believe we, the consumer, would buy. And currently, it's thought that we would only buy runner beans that are within 17 to 40 centimetres long, completely straight and blemish-free.
That's probably too long.
Too long. Something like that, so that's bent. Then you've got a little bit of scarring.
However, these standards are totally unrealistic and come at a huge cost to our farmers.
With the cost of this waste, what is that in money terms?
If we were to be able to sell that, you're talking hundreds of thousands of pounds on the scale that we grow.
We can't be picky and choosy. We need to grow up. Otherwise, we're going to see farmers like you going out of business.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. The general public needs to change their opinion and buy this stuff. So if the supermarkets take the first step and offer this product, then the public needs to get behind that and buy it.
And we think we may have a solution. How about a mixed ugly fruit and veg box? In the UK, we spend £216 million a year on premium organic veg boxes. So why not a mixed ugly fruit and veg box? It would put a big dent into the waste and give us gorgeous, tasty produce at bargain prices. Everyone's a winner.
Look what we've got.
How are you guys getting on?
Got a little box. This is the tip of the iceberg, mate. You got a handful of things there.
That is a lovely box of veg.
Last year, we were just talking about carrots and parsnips, but there's probably, at least 15 products in there that are being outgraded right now that
That's
we can
crazy.
use.
So we can put a lot more on the supermarket shelves.
Getting an ugly veg box, wouldn't that be great?
We need a hatch pan.
Let's just get on it.
I'll see you
Thanks,
guys
mate.
later on.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
Thanks, Jamie.
Take care.
See you later.
See you later.
If we could get mixed ugly fruit and veg boxes to market, this could be a real game changer for this massive waste problem. And not just for the basics, but for the premium stuff too.
First stop, the cafe, to see what our diners make of it all.
Wow.
Oh, it's for you. There you go.
Hi, Anna.
What do you think of this?
I think it's not what it looks like, it's what it does.
Exactly right. And do you know what? First thing you do is chop that up, aren't you? But yet, cucumbers like this are going in the bin. It's nuts because there are no straight lines in nature, and this is how fruit and veg is.
Yeah, no face is perfect, no human is perfect, so why should we expect a vegetable to be perfect?
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
Down in Southend, our cafe menu board is brimming with feasts for you to try this weekend. So far, my meatballs in gravy have been a slam dunk with the diners.
Really good.
And our ugly veg is winning everyone over.
But it's the Balinese stew made by actress Anna Friel that might be the real showstopper. She's already made the fragrant paste and used it to cook the pork in.
So I had an hour and a half with it covered. Then I took the tin foil off for half an hour, and this is what you get, okay? You can feel the meat is tender and nice. If you just push that meat, you can see it's nice and tender. So we love that. Now we're going to go in with some kaffir lime leaves. Now, interestingly, our handsome farmers over here grow them. But most importantly...
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Please, can I have some to take home?
Yes, you can. It's so good. So, kaffir lime leaves in, just 4. We're going to go in with 2 tins of coconut milk, OK? And what I'm going to do is pour some extra paste in. So remember, we reserved half the paste.
Yeah.
So what I quite like about this recipe is we've got cooked paste and quite fresh paste.
Yeah.
So I like those different elements in a dish. So already this is starting to look really exciting. Yeah. So in that, we want to get the veg count up. Would you have seen this cabbage out there?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Well, this is a Chinese cabbage, and you can absolutely get it everywhere.
Or you can use bok choy.
Bok choy, absolutely. This is
Long beans.
beautiful long beans, and these just make me giggle. Now I'm kind of looking at all other beans going, why did I ever bother? Look at the length of it.
Cut down to 2 or 3 inches, and then into a pan with the cabbage and beans.
And last but not least, these are little patty pans. You ever seen these before?
No. Looks a little bit like okra.
Yeah, they call them custard marrow. They're just part of the courgette family. When I cut these, I'm putting my fingers either side and go right in the middle.
Can you eat them raw?
Yeah. I mean, what's really interesting, if I kind of go salt, lime, olive oil, put that in your gob. Fresh, shaved parmesan, pecorino. It's the simplest thing in the world, but
And I can get those in any supermarket.
you can, well, in season, yeah, but, you know, farmers like these guys over here, they grow them easily. I grew them all this year, especially with the kids.
Delicious.
OK, so there we go. That is looking very good. Now, you just need to do exactly the same. So we've got beans, bit of cabbage chopping, bit of patty pan action, and I'll get your ribs out of the oven in a second. Good luck.
Thank you. That one, so I really like. My God.
Whilst Anna snacks on the job, I'm going to show you how to make the freshest mozzarella you've ever tasted. These days, we all appreciate the convenience of the supermarkets.
Mass-produced food is available to us whenever we want at a fair price, but this often means that these products are a far cry from how they used to be produced traditionally.
So if you love great food and fancy a bit of DIY this weekend, I'm going to show you how easy it is to make proper artisan food at home. It's affordable, fun, and you'll get delicious results. This time, mozzarella. A traditional Italian staple, mozzarella is now the second most popular cheese in Britain. There's nothing wrong with these supermarket versions, but they're a long way from what mozzarella tastes like when it's made fresh.
Years ago, mozzarella was being made by hand in a family home. Love and care, but today, most of the mozzarella we're eating is mass-produced. There's a whole array. I mean, you get tiny little mozzarella balls, you get these sort of mozzarella logs, and there's even grated mozzarella. And this stuff is coated in potato starch to stop it all sticking together. Doesn't taste like mozzarella to me. But when you eat this cheese fresh, when it's freshly made, it's soft, it is gooey, it is something to be desired. So, I'm going to show you how to make your own mozzarella at home. All you need is a little bit of DIY.
So if you've got the time and inclination, you can make your own cheese like an Italian nonna, starting simply with a cafetiere.
So what I'm going to do with this cafetiere is build a strainer, OK, to strain the whey from my curds. Let's take the glass out.
Remove the handle, tie in some cheesecloth or muslin from a kitchen shop, and you've got a perfect sized curd strainer ready to go.
I want to talk about milk, the most important ingredient. Now, the Italians, when they're making their mozzarella, use 2 types of milk, cow's milk or buffalo milk. They prefer the buffalo because it's a richer milk, has twice as much fat in it. So when you're choosing your milk, go for higher fat content. The more fat, the better. It's going to be a richer cheese.
I'm using 2.5 litres of full fat milk for my mozzarella.
There we go. Now, 2 very important ingredients when you're making cheese. I've got citric acid and I've got rennet.
Once dissolved in water and added, these will break down the structure of the milk. The citric acid reduces the pH levels, allowing the natural enzymes in rennet to separate out the protein curds and the watery whey.
A lot of people think that cheese production is very tricky. It has to happen in big factories with lots of stainless steel. And in fact, it's a very simple process.
Add the citric acid first and heat the milk to 32 degrees.
Give it a good stir.
Then add the rennet, take straight off the heat, cover and leave for 10 minutes to do its thing.
OK, let's see how we're getting on. Oh, look at that. That is perfect. You can see how the curds are formed because it's just peeling away from the edge there. Look at that. It's separated into the liquid water and the solid protein of fat.
Next, we want to cut the curds. You can use a normal knife, but if you want to slice it into blocks like the pros, a quick DIY trick is to snip out the sections of a cake cooling rack and add a handle.
So there we go. One cutter. Job done.
Curd cutting is an important part of the cheese-making process. It gives the curd more surface area so that more whey can escape. So if you want to retain the moisture in your cheese for a soft texture, don't slice too small.
So now I've cut them. Gonna heat the whole thing up.
Once it's reached 40 degrees, gently spoon into your DIY cheese strainer.
Those lovely curds out of this beautiful wonder food called milk, the beginnings of cheese. And that's like going back in time. That's like, you know, you imagine the dairy farmer milking the cows, bringing the milk in, making the cheese. You can't get any fresher than that.
Finally, tie your drained curds into a ball and let it rest. After about an hour in the fridge, warm your curds up in some hot water, then it's time for stretching.
God, it's like Christmas, isn't it? I'm doing a present, look at this.
Add a sprinkle of salt to the warm curds, then start working like a dough. It's this stretching that will create that stringy mozzarella texture.
Oh, look at that. It's almost like that sort of Play-Doh when you're a kid, look. Look at that.
Once the texture has become silky smooth and elastic, fold it in on itself for a lovely polished finish.
Look. Mozzarella. Would you believe it?
With just a few pints of milk and some simple household objects, we've got homemade cheese.
Let's just tear that open. Oh! Oh, it's soft, it's unctuous. You can't beat it. This is the freshest mozzarella you are gonna get.
Amazing. It's really creamy. It's just so silky. You wouldn't think it was homemade.
I love that open texture though, Jim. That's really, really good.
That's amazing.
Thank you very much.
Tell you what, that will melt incredibly.
You can shred it in pasta, you can put it on wonderful pizzas. It's great.
Right, I'm going to make cheese and learn to chop.
It's been a delicious day down on Southend Pier, with our diners enjoying some proper feasts.
So good. Yeah. I could eat this all day, every day.
Now it's showtime for actress Anna Friel, who's learning to cook a Balinese stew inspired by her travels in her 20s.
So look, here is your lovely stew. Taste this for the first time. So there should be some amazing flavours there.
Delicious.
Okay. What I want to do now is sort of like just think about seasoning, okay? When I taste this, I'm just thinking...
I still want a little salt.
Right, so that's exactly...
Is that bad?
No, because I think we've used loads of fresh, beautiful produce. Remember, most of the salt that we're getting in our diet these days are from processed foods. A little bit of seasoning is just going to lift it, okay? But also a little citrus as well. Having a little lime or lemon in there to lift it is going to be truly spectacular.
And why would you choose lime now, not lemon?
Well, we've got the kaffir limes in there, so it feels, it feels sensible and complementary to sort of use that. So if I just ask you to take another taste, so now it should be fragrant, seasoned, that lime should have just lifted it up a little bit. So I think it's nice just to think about that.
Oh,
yeah?
it's gorgeous.
Better? Okay. So let's serve your portion up.
To give it a real Balinese vibe, I've got a quick trick for Anna. using something you can pick up from most Asian supermarkets.
Banana leaf. In Indonesia, they use this. This is the original plate. And if I just put a gas hob on, see what happens when it goes over the flame. See it change?
Yes.
And the natural oils come out and a beautiful fragrance. And then it becomes this thing of beauty.
It's kind of romantic.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you've got that. And
wow,
we're going to serve our food in here.
The final touch is a quick and fragrant garnish called a sambal. It's simply chopped up kaffir lime leaves, lemongrass, shallots, chilies, shrimp paste and coconut oil.
Think of it like a kind of turbo seasoning. And then we'll squeeze just a little bit of lime.
I know your trick.
Catch the seeds.
It's one of your best lessons.
Give that a little mix up. We'll sprinkle that sambal over the top. Grab yourself a spoon and get that in your chops.
I'm going.
So I'm hoping this is going to bring back some memories.
That's it, that's the taste. Oh. Right, you're done.
Happy?
It's delicious. It's like my perfect dish. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome.
How
is it? Fragrant. I think
Good?
it's right.
Really good?
It's so delicious.
Oh, that is phenomenal. Look, we can sit and talk about it all day long.
Absolutely.
That lot are starving. So
Well, I don't even get to eat it.
no, crack on. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Who's up for some food, yeah?
As Anna prepares for the first previews on her amazing stew, we're off down the farm for round 2 of our campaign to get even more ugly fruit and veg into the nation's fridges.
This is a mission that is close to our heart.
It is very, very important.
With huge amounts of fruit and veg going to waste before it even gets to the supermarkets, we need to find a way to introduce the great British consumer to the massive range of unwanted ugly fruit and veg. And we're not just talking your everyday basics, but the premium produce too.
Well, Jim, this is the bit where the great British public can get involved.
Yeah.
We reckon with the recent explosion of premium organic veg box sales, you lot might be willing to buy ugly fruit and veg boxes too. Perfectly edible, gorgeous produce at discount prices.
The ugly veg box, right? That could work.
Yeah.
Because everyone gets veg boxes.
Mate, I'd love that.
Ugly veg
I'd buy it.
To see if we're onto a winner, we're putting on a harvest festival. And we're going to road test mixed ugly fruit and veg boxes on a whole host of potential customers.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you all for coming. Hands up if you like your fruit and veg. Lovely. So, up to 40% of the fruit and veg grown goes in the bin even before it gets to the supermarket, which is a terrible waste.
If the idea takes off, it would really help our boys from the farm and others like them, and help stop that perfectly edible, gorgeous fruit and veg going to waste. Time for some market research.
Are you from round here?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, how do you feel about the idea that a lot of this would, or nearly all of it, would be ploughed into the ground, wasted,
Shame.
not given...
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. You going to spread the word?
I'm going to spread the word.
Thank you very much. Anyone else for a nice mixed box?
I was aware that a lot was wasted, but I didn't realise quite so much.
We'll give them some tomatoes.
There you go.
Give you some chilies.
I don't understand why people don't buy vegetables that look like this just because it looks like this.
We will definitely buy it.
So, madam, you signing up?
Oh, yes.
Looks like you just bought it from the farmer's market.
Well, it looks like this lot love the idea of ugly boxes. But what mixed seasonal fruit and veg would they really want to see in them? From premium herbs and trendy veg, berries and chilies, to everyday basics, we're putting it to the vote.
And it's a real opportunity for us that these guys have brought their kids along. Maybe we can get the next generation to stop being so squeamish about ugly fruit and veg and instead see it as the norm.
Have you ever made a chopped salad before? The beautiful thing about chopped salad is you can take something wonky like this and we can celebrate it for all of its beautifulness.
Now, could you taste any difference?
No.
The same. The same.
The same. Do you know what the best thing about it is? The wonky stuff is cheaper.
Can you go and pester Mum and
I've
Dad?
done it.
You've signed up already? For the wonky box?
Yeah.
High five. Keep using that pester power for good.
Right, the votes are in. Time to add up the results.
OK, boys, check this out. Have a look at some of these. Just got me on the ballot box. All the
Everything,
ticks,
basically.
everything. Look at that.
Everything.
Regardless if it's a carrot, if it's a cucumber or whatever. So mums, dads, all the kids have spoken. They love it. Let's hope the supermarkets follow. Mums, dads, who has signed up to an ugly veg box? Everyone. Brilliant. Well, listen, this is really important because we need your support, OK? If you go out and demand it, the supermarkets will stock it. They will listen.
To see if we can really make a difference, we gave our market research to the supermarket that's been our ally since day one, Asda. And Ian from head office is joining us in the cafe along with farmers Joe and Ed for an update.
So tell me, how was it, guys, for you?
Great, fantastic.
Have you had any orders?
Yeah, we have. We've had loads of interest.
And these are orders for ugly veg boxes?
Yeah.
Asda, we love the fact you've supported us, but you're thinking about doing a little bit more, aren't you, to sort of widen the amount of veg that you're going to be embracing?
Definitely. I think the work you guys have done have really sort of kicked a mind change of how we think about our specifications. So we love the idea of a box, so it's something we'll be rolling out as a winter veg box, so a mixture of carrots, swede, potatoes, and then we'll be looking at potentially a summer barbecue pack, a fruit box, so just the idea you go into a store and you pick it up and that's your week's order.
But when you widen your specifications, that does mean that everyone can benefit from cost savings, doesn't it?
Definitely. So these guys can sell us more of their crops, we get a lower cost price, we can pass that on to the customer.
And they waste less.
Exactly.
We're made up. Asda will be rolling out their boxes in 120 stores nationwide, filled with produce Watts Farms would previously have had to waste. This is a massive win in our fight for ugly fruit and veg.
So you guys have done your part, you've done your part. Now it's up to us, the shoppers, to go and do ours.
Yeah, it's up to the public to support this wonky veg kind of revolution. Go and ask for it. If you ask for it, they'll sell it. So I think we should give a little bit of love to our brilliant farmers here and Asda. Thank you very much. Well done, guys.
And let's ask the guys. So, guys, are you behind wonky veg?
Right, what's Anna doing?
If the meat is falling off the bone, does that say it's ready?
Let's do it.
Oh, somebody, no, I've forgotten the sambuca thing. What's it called?
Sambal?
Samba. Samba.
Oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
Service!
Yes, sorry.
Service!
Oh, she's a hard taskmaster. Right.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
Here we go, guys. Here we go.
I would say that is a job very well done.
Thanks, Anna.
Oh, no, thank you.
I thought that memory could have brought such a lot of pleasure.
Sprinkles? Oh, sprinkles.
From a height, Tiger, from a height. There you go. And then it's more uneven distribution. Beautiful.
I got called Tiger.
Yes.
That's really good.
That is incredible.
So nice.
Ladies and gents, let's hear it for Anna's amazing Balinese stew.
Everyone give it up for Anna
What a fantastic time we've had over the last 6 weeks. I've cooked up a whole array of delicious feasts for you guys to indulge in at the weekends.
Everyone needs to try gurkha curry.
And I've shown you lot how you can make proper artisan food at home that you never thought you could.
Look at that. Beautiful.
We've continued to fight against food waste, but now it's up to you.
So, guys, are you going to go out and buy herring?
And our special guests have been awesome, showing off their cooking skills and sharing their favourite meals.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much.